And live.
The entire office is under construction.
Only 5 minutes late. And even though he's not here, it was because of Linus's computer.
Yeah, it's like 28% Windows updates.
Yeah.
Yes.
Linus's laptop has been sitting here trying to Windows update since before 4:30, and then now Nick actually has, you guys can't see it, but he has 2 laptops, one of which just got factory reset, so he's going through the like Windows setup, and the other one which has been stuck doing a Windows update for like probably I'd estimate around like 11 minutes now, 10-11 minutes. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyways, welcome to the WAN Show. We have a few topics that aren't waiting for laptops to work. They are Apple's iMac Pro is rumored to be using server-grade Intel processors. We have benchmarks for AMD's EPYC processor and pricing, apparently, so that's pretty cool. Also, OnePlus 5 gets caught cheating at benchmarking programs. This is not new. Well, okay, it's new for the OnePlus 5, but this is not new for phone manufacturers. I'm not saying that's okay for OnePlus. I'm just saying, you know. The NSA has opened a GitHub account and posted a bunch of programs there. So that's
Interesting.
pretty interesting.
Interesting is a good way to put that.
But yeah, we will talk about that and more after this brief intro. Woo.
Like, I literally just want to have Twitch chat open, and I just...
No, Nick.
Not allowed.
You're not allowed to have Twitch channels.
I'm not allowed to see the Fiesta.
Yep. Dunk, dunk. Synergy! Share your mouse and keyboard on multiple computers. Comic Bento! Use offer code LTD to get $7 off of Comic Bento today. And visit freshbooks.com/WAN if you want to like do stuff that has to do with FreshBooks, which is like doing the accounting of a small business and stuff. Anyways, while you're still...
I have 2 computers. Both have slightly different blue screens on them.
Now
Hey,
okay, he's finally into his first computer, and we are into our first topic. I'm going to post the link in the... Nope. He is not into his first computer. Never mind. I'm going to post the link in the chat. Oh, also, I think I'm supposed to set this thing to live. That would be a good idea.
Come on, buddy. I'm going to go find a 3rd computer. I'll be back.
Okay, bye, Nick. Apparently, YouTube has... Their server had a temporary problem and couldn't do what I asked it to do, and I've been told to try it again in a few minutes. So the announcement video is not going to be up yet. If you guys want to remind me, focus the camera. Hey, Max! Apparently I'm out of focus. Sorry. Okay, so we will work on that. Also, my name is not Linus. I'm sitting in Linus's position today. I will be Luke today, and the person sitting over here will be Nick Light once he returns. I mean, I think it looks good to me, but I'm pretty bad at that stuff, so. Your sound is odd. Yes, okay, so that is because there is currently construction going on, like 30, 40, 50 feet, give or take which person we're talking about, directly behind where the camera is. And this mic is not super narrow range, so it can probably pick all that up. How's the focus now, guys? Now it's in focus. Okay. Cool.
Good job, Max.
Thank you very much.
Good job, Max. Thanks. Thanks, Max. See you later.
Wow.
Later.
All right. Cool. If I can get Google servers to start working, at least now, like Floatplane isn't the only one having issues with uploads. That's pretty
This has been a great show so far.
cool. Is this gonna have a title now? Okay.
So if we want to kind of jump in,
I posted the link into the chat. What we're talking about right now is
the rumor.
Is the rumor? Yes.
There's a rumor that
it's posted on. Oh, Mom, don't call me right now. What this rumor means is that the iMac Pro would be offering server-level Xeon processors. Their code name isn't going to be Skylake X or KB Lake or whatever. It's going to be Purley, which is interesting. It's going to use LGA 2066 socket. Yeah, so no Ryzen, no EPYC for iMac Pros. I kind of, sort of, actually saw this coming. I think a lot of people probably did. Apple's been using Intel processors for a very long time. One kind of neat thing is that the blog also noted that the iMac Pro will feature an ARM processor for like a secure section of the computer, a secure enclave, similar to that of the MacBook Pro with the Touch Bar. This secure enclave will add additional layer of security to the Mac, and it suggests that there should be Touch ID built into the keyboard as well, which is actually pretty cool.
That's cool. Wasn't there either like a rumor or something about a Microsoft keyboard that also has Touch ID enabled, so it would just be pretty much the same thing?
Oh.
I thought there was one from last week.
I don't remember that personally.
Wow. I hate Edge so much.
There we go. That video has been fixed, which is good. YouTube is having some weird
Bing.
server issues.
Oh, Bing. Okay.
There we go. We're good there. Okay, yeah. So that's actually pretty much all we have to say there. Just a rumor about what might be on the next iMac Pro. I'm going to do a straw poll. I want to see what you guys think. What processors you guys think should have been in there. Let's go. Wow. This is lagging a lot. Let's go with EPYC. Or... .2066 socket Intel.
Spoiler alert, it's gonna be EPYC that they want.
I just want to see.
Spoiler alert.
I just want to see. Don't insult AMD that much. When did I insult AMD? People are so weird sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, anyways, next topic, because that one was sort of boring. EPYC benchmarks and pricing. We're going to go to the AnandTech article, which I will share in the chat. Give me one quick second. This is the new 7000 series CPUs. I'll jump back to that straw poll in a little while after we've read through this article. I'm going to bring this up on screen. So, yeah, fairly big news. It's pretty cool that they're actually showing charts and stuff of it, which is nice. It's going to be interesting seeing the EPYC actually doing stuff. This is a whole bunch of different SKUs, so these are like probably all the EPYC 7000 series SKUs. So everywhere from 7601 to the 7251, with the 7601 having 32 cores and 64 threads. I know a lot of people have already seen this, but the pricing information is here as well. So that 32 core 64 thread one is gonna be, you know, like around $4,000, which is a little bit rough.
It's quite a bit. It's quite a bit.
Yeah, so, a little bit brutal, but oh well. Down to the bottom end of that, the EPYC 7251 is only going to be around $400 though. So you've got a pretty massive spread in terms of price. But that does go, again, from 8 cores, 16 threads to 32 cores, 64 threads. So I'm not too surprised. I have found this whole, like, giant war that's going on right now between, like, i9 and EPYC and all this kind of stuff pretty interesting because of the percentage of people that are very viciously engaged in the war that will actually even purchase any of it.
Yeah. And like, okay, this was something that kind of, I don't know, I saw and I was like, what are you even saying? But some people were like, oh, why didn't you mention EPYC at all in your Core i9 video? And it's like, well, EPYC isn't a Core i9 competitor. Threadripper is, right?
Yeah.
So like, why would we mention a server processor in a Core i9 video?
Well, they're both a little broad spectrum too,
yeah,
and like people will use them for both things. So I sort of understand both sides, but yeah, we also don't have it.
Yeah.
Which is
I don't know.
Slightly problematic.
But you're right. Like it's, you know, like with most things, it's a lot of people who are never going to buy either of them. Debating. Not to say that that's bad, because we all know, just like in the auto industry, stuff that you see on the top end stuff is going to trickle down into the consumer grade products in a number of years. But yeah, it's just kind of interesting.
I'm going to shrink us a little bit here. So here's the disruptive one socket performance stuff. That's actually pretty cool. I always worry about getting benchmarks directly from companies instead of being able to look at a wide spectrum of like different reviewers.
Yeah.
Because that's my favorite way to do it. If I get like a whole bunch of different banks of numbers, because people can run different settings on their tests, people can run different gaming benchmarks, people can run different whatever. So you get an amass of everyone's different numbers and look at the average, and then you get whatever you want. But this is actually pretty cool. These are running against a number of 2x. So you have like 2 processors from the Intel side of things, which is pretty crazy, and it's still performing higher than that. So I don't know. I'm very excited.
It's gonna be sweet. Like, I'm excited to see both Threadripper and EPYC in action. So I am personally stoked. But that's about all I can say right now, because who knows?
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah. We need to get it in office, and like you never know, because there was something around the most recent actual launch of an AMD processor. I don't remember exactly which benchmark it was, but there was a huge amount of controversy over like how they ran it and how much RAM was in each system and like how many channels they were using for the different RAM and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So when you get to the reviewer level, there's hopefully more transparency in terms of like how their setups are being ran, what their different settings are, and you can get a way broader spectrum with having a whole bunch of different reviewers and a whole bunch of different people that actually went out and bought it, all testing it, which is super cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me check that straw poll now. I actually think I might have lost the link, which is hilarious.
I'm pretty sure EPYC.
Do you have it? Okay, so do you want to post that in Twitch chat, actually?
Yeah, sure. Oh, actually, I'm not logged in.
That's fine. I will grab it from you. I got it.
Cool.
Okay.
Great.
So, people wanted an EPYC processor by 65% versus 35%. This is interesting. I know, like, we and probably the majority of you guys are not the target audience for an iMac Pro, so they probably don't care. Also, this is going into like deep partnerships that have probably been worked on for a long time. Who knows if Apple even knew the EPYC was coming? I have no idea. But like, it's interesting to see how the market's shifting, because I bet you if you asked this, well, I guess there wouldn't have been competition. But it's just fun to see this war happening, I guess, is kind of what I have to say. Because seeing a poll like this, hopefully some people from different brands and from different companies see this and go, oh, interesting, maybe I should put, maybe not EPYC necessarily, but AMD processors at some tier, depending on whatever product I'm making, into my device, because people are wanting it.
It's nice that it's actually a conversation again.
Yes.
Where there's actually the question of,
it's cool.
Should we use Intel or AMD?
Yeah. And now that we have, my like biggest worry leading up to this whole thing was like, oh my goodness, this sounds like a huge amount of work.
Yeah.
But now we have all the writers, and they can do the work. So I'm actually very excited. This is an interesting time. What I really want to see is more polls like this. I want to host more polls like this on WAN Show, and I want more people to talk about it on the forums and stuff. Not that it isn't being talked about a lot, but because, the more the word goes out, the more it'll actually be put in stuff. And that's exciting.
Most definitely.
Gonna move on to the next topic. It's probably enough about that for now. OnePlus 5 gets caught cheating at benchmarking programs. So this has happened in the past, I believe, with Samsung and probably a few other people as well.
I think it's fair to say probably most, if not all, phone manufacturers at this point.
So the OnePlus 5 received about a 5% boost in performance, achieving the highest Geekbench 4 scores of a Snapdragon 835 to date. Instead of dropping to 0.31 gigahertz when there was a 0% load, the OnePlus 3T's cores would stay above 0.98 gigahertz for the little cores and 1.29 gigahertz for the big cores.
Wow.
Yeah, that's oh, jeez. Go away. Okay, there we go.
That's something.
Yeah. That's a little rough. Oh well, like I don't know. I have been.
It's just like.
When was the last time that you took like hardcore benchmarking numbers into consideration with a phone? That's another. There we go. I'm gonna do another straw poll. Actually, I'm interested, because right now for me, it's usability, battery life.
Yeah.
Because like everything that I want to do on my phone, even game stuff, any like fairly high tier phone will do completely fine with all of the games that I want it to play.
Yeah,
personally,
I literally never look at phone like benchmarks, but I am not the target consumer for that style of information. So is this in benchmarks that they were running themselves pre-launch and then releasing, or is this like a totally market-wide thing? Like, is the release phone doing this, or is this just their benchmarks?
I'm not sure. If you can check into the post there. You don't have access to that? Okay, I'm just going to finish up this poll real quick.
Let me see if I can get some stuff going here.
Okay. Let me create the poll and drop it in the chat. There you go. Check out that straw poll in the chat. I'm interested to see what you guys say. Battery life is... usability is probably my number one most required, needs to be really good feature on a phone. Then battery life, for sure. And then it starts getting to performance and stuff, of course. But I'm not entirely looking at benchmarks. I just need to make sure that it can do what I need to do very fluidly. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And... Geekbench itself, I have not been super interested in for quite a while, I think. But I'm going to check this straw poll pretty much immediately and see how this goes. So sorta is the top result, and that's kind of exactly what I expected. Very important is literally the lowest result with only 59 votes at 7%. Not very is the second highest, not at all is the third highest, and important is the fourth highest. So very important and important together only get like 25% of the vote.
And that's with a very tech-centric audience.
Yeah, so like... I find it interesting that companies would cheat, because I feel like you're getting bad PR for cheating, but you're not getting a huge amount of good PR for the 5% of bonus that they got.
I think it's one of those things that's like a huge disconnect, because yes, you're 100% correct, but I don't think that they have this information or maybe realize that how unimportant it is.
So stop cheating in your freaking test.
Stop cheating. It just makes you look bad.
It's so scummy. And then like it's apparently, I guess 25% of a tech audience is actually fairly significant.
Yeah.
So maybe I get that to a certain degree, but
yeah, you got to remember that's
new straw poll.
That's 25% of the audience that's going to be the person who their entire friend group goes to or family group goes to and is like, hey, what phone should I get?
Yes,
and that person is now
fair.
saying, hey, these guys are shady, essentially. So yeah, just don't cheat, whether it's in phone benchmarks or anything else in life. Just be a good person. Things will happen as they're supposed to happen, you know, essentially.
So I'm making a new straw poll. I'm asking, does cheating in phone benchmarks make you dislike a product or a company? Just in case any phone companies saw that last poll that we did and were like, 25% of viewers think it's pretty important. Maybe we should start cheating. I'm going to see here, because they get caught like every time, I think. Does cheating in phone benchmarks make you dislike a product or a company? Yes or no? We're going to keep it pretty simple this time. And I want to see what people... This is a straw poll heavy show, but you know what?
I mean...
I'm down. We're going to review this.
We should do a straw poll about doing straw polls.
We should.
That would be a
Do you like
very
us
meta
doing
decision.
straw polls? Straw poll, yes versus no. There we go. Good. So some people don't really care, and to be fair, I'm maybe a little bit in that group. It'll turn me off on liking a company a little bit, but not that much. But like 70% of people dislike it if you cheat on benchmarks. So they're phone companies.
I think I would care more if it was cheating was the outlier. It just makes me like distrust benchmarks for phones in general. To be honest. It just makes me go like, okay, even more so I don't care about those benchmarks.
But I honestly think that's part of the reason why the previous straw poll that we did was so heavily in favor of not really caring about phone benchmarks.
Yeah, because for years we've all just been like, well, they fake
them
anyway.
They're all freaking bogus anyways. Yeah.
Tom Chambers in Twitch chat asks, is Nick on drugs today? And the answer to that is maybe.
If being high on life counts. There you go. Best joke. Best joke I could ever do.
Heck yeah, bud.
Okay, moving on. The NSA opens a GitHub account. This is actually kind of hilarious. I'm going to post this in the Twitch chat as well. This is from SD Times. By the way, I'm going to go through and call out the people who actually posted these topics.
Sounds good.
So this one was posted by Vortical Box on the forum. Thank you very much. Previous one was Nerd Slayer 1. That was the OnePlus 5 topic. Epic Benchmarks was posted by Tech Fanboy. And the Apple iMac Rumors was posted by Red Round 2. So the NSA's GitHub account. This is actually kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Here we go. So it lists all the different programs that they actually... Whoa. Stop it.
Pop-up ads.
All the different programs and stuff that they have on there. So Apache Accumulo, a key/value store that features server-side programming, cell-based access control, ability to scale, and stable client API that follows semantic versioning. One of the interesting things in here is some of them are actually kind of cool. But I wonder if people are going to actually use them because of all the bad press that the NSA has had for a while now, especially with like, what was the name of that ransomware that like was just around?
WannaCry?
WannaCry having such heavy ties to like leaked NSA stuff and having like backdoors all over the place and all this kind of not very good things, and now they're giving out software. It makes me kind of wonder if people are going to be a little bit worried about actually using it. Java Pathfinder Manager, JPF Mango, a static code analysis tool designed as part of the NASA Ames Java Pathfinder project.
This is kind of my take on this in general, and this came from DGM1802 in Twitch chat, who said, NSA GitHub, government transparency. And my response is, they want you to think that.
Yeah, there's going to be like an obscenely huge amount of stuff that they don't put on here.
And it's probably like super outdated crap that they're putting on there. Just speaking as a total layman who hasn't looked into it at all, my initial assumption is if they're putting it on GitHub, they don't use it anymore and they haven't used it for like 2 years.
Yeah, because like defense software trickling down into the public is a thing that happens, just not immediately. So like Nick said, this might be slightly older things. You can think of internet and GPS as two services that came from those kind of locations. They did release 32 open source projects, which is pretty cool, and people can pour through the source, which is a good thing. One of them is DCP, a program that reduces the time span needed for making forensic copies of hard drives for forensic analysis, which is cool and freaky at the exact same time. Maple Syrup, close to my heart, assesses the security state of an ARM-based device by examining the system register interface of the processor, security enhanced Linux or SE Linux, security enhancements for Android or SE Android, and more. Like I said, there's 32 different things that they released. So that is both cool and interesting and transparent and not transparent and everything else that is confusion and limbo-y when it comes to NSA things.
Essentially.
I don't know.
Apparently, if you're done with that topic, apparently there was a flash crash for Ethereum yesterday.
Yes.
Did you hear about that?
Is it back up? So Ethereum went down to like 10 cents yesterday. I don't know what the Ethereum price is now.
Is this it?
It looks like it popped back a little bit, but maybe not entirely. If we can get Jake down here, he would totally know.
So what it looks like...
The Twitch chat will also know. Is
Yeah.
this a topic that we have, or does
I
someone
don't
just...
think so, but somebody was spamming it in Twitch chat, so I decided to look it up. Essentially what it looks like happened is somebody tried to sell a giant boatload of Ethereum, like multi-million dollars worth of
Ethereum is back at 326. So apparently it just went like...
Yeah. So
right
that's
back
just,
up.
a typical lesson in supply and demand, right? If you flood the market with something, the value is going to drop significantly. And with a market like this, where it's so young and there isn't like a set standard where somebody can look at it and go, okay, there's a large supply right now, but we know that it's going to have longer term value. Like people are going to be trading it immediately, and when they see like, oh crap, the market has dropped, then more people try to sell due to that, and yada yada yada. So just kind of interesting, and one of the concerns, I guess, that you always have to have in mind with new currencies and cryptocurrencies and all that is like, one person can significantly impact the price of the entire market.
Yeah. To be fair, that's happened with real money too, though.
Oh yeah.
A few people in chat are posting repeatedly in all capitals, GTA 5 mod thing. Are you going to talk about it or no? I'm pretty sure we talked about it last week. If you want the best details on it, those are going to be from other sources.
Yeah, and like the mod thing, this summation of the mod thing is essentially they were being dicks. They now sort of went back a little bit on what they said, and they said that they're not going to impact single-player stuff, but I don't think that's what people cared about anyway.
Well, and at the same time, so I read that, to add to the GTA 5 thing, I read that in a statement saying that they're not going to attack the single-player stuff,
Yeah.
but in their actionable items, it didn't have anything to do with that. So it's still super sketchy.
Okay, because I know the single-player mod stuff came out this week. I'm not sure if the actionable items was from last week or from this week.
Okay.
But yeah, I think people don't really care because most of the mods that people actually care about are the multiplayer ones anyway. So like GTA RP, I think was
it was a super stupid move for them to do. Hopefully they figure their life out. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we talked about it last week. I know it's still developing, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we did talk about it last week. If you want to know more, there's lots of like actually really good, fully detailed reports. I'm sure the GTA 5 subreddit is all over that. There's tons of details on this online. We don't have like properly detailed notes in our doc for the show today, so I don't want to dive into it too deeply and say something wrong, because that would be bad. So I would the statement was mostly empty legalese. Yeah, exactly. So it didn't actually like really mean anything when they're talking about the single player thing, which was kind of sketched. Nobody gives a blank about multiplayer mods. I think they do.
Yeah,
I think they totally
was, like, most
do.
of it.
Yeah,
like modded servers, I think were like a huge thing, weren't they?
They killed single player mods. That's what people are pissed about. I'm sure a huge percentage of people are pissed about single player mods. I'm also sure that there's a percentage of people that are pissed about multiplayer mods. I think a lot of people are just angry in general because they probably should have been left alone, because I haven't heard anyone screaming or upset about the mods existing in the past, and I've heard a huge amount of people screaming and upset about the mods existing now. So, yeah.
Well, there you go.
We'll see how that keeps developing. Speaking of developing, Netflix Interactive TV Choose Your Own Adventures.
I saw that.
I don't know, man. I think it's kind of neat. I don't really know what to think about it outside of that.
It's kind of neato burrito.
Yeah, I know. I think the person that has the keepsake to this shirt, Philip DeFranco, we talked about it in a video. I think it was him that I was watching, said that he thinks it's super cool because he used to like Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Right.
And now he can like relive that with his son by doing Choose Your Own Adventure Netflix stuff. I don't know how well it's going to work. Apparently the first one is called Puss in Book, as in like the Puss in Boots character.
Yeah.
Trapped in an Epic Tale. It's debuting, it says today, but I don't really know when this was posted, so there we go. 3 days ago. So it's up now. If you want to go do a Choose Your Own Adventure on Netflix, you can do that. That's a thing.
With Puss in Book.
It's it's an interesting direction for them to go into.
I don't know. It's one of those things where I think the experience is probably so much better with a book. And it's another like dumbing down of entertainment step that we seem to be taking in the past few years, but it's cool. And you know, the perfect example is like you said with Philip DeFranco, where he wants to go through it with his son. Like, I think that's an excellent use case. I just think that it's an extremely limited genre. But then again, I would also say that YouTube toy content and kids content is probably an extremely limited genre, and it's literally the most successful thing on the platform. Yeah. So maybe I'm just stupid. I'm not afraid to admit that.
A little bit of an interesting tidbit here. Most TV experiences and the latest iOS devices should work on, though not its own site. And Apple TV isn't compatible either, nor are Android smartphone or tablets. But support for these platforms could come down the road, I guess.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So it can
their own website, Android devices, and Apple TV, it doesn't work on.
So what does it work on? iOS?
iOS devices and most TV experiences.
Okay.
But not Android TV and not Apple TV.
So like smart TV is the biggest thing, I'm sure. like Tizen and all that stuff. So that's good, but you're still cutting out a gigantic percentage of your consumer base. Do you want to ban that? Dink.
Yeah. I'll work on that if you want to keep talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a ton else to say. It's an interesting direction. It's, I think it's one of those
Someone
things.
said Chromecast. I think Chromecast would work if you were streaming off an iOS device. I think.
Does Chromecast mirror on your device, though, or does it just broadcast? I think it mirrors on your device. So as long as the device that you're using supports it, right?
I think your device would be the important thing there.
Yeah. As long as the interface is still on your device and your device supports it, I'm sure it would be fine.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay. So we'll see. That's interesting. I can't even watch it because I don't have a smart TV or an iOS device. I just use the browser or Android TV, so I'm boned.
Yeah.
So I won't get to go on a Puss in Book Choose Your Own Adventure on Netflix.
I'm sure you're devastated.
My life is basically destroyed at this point. But if you guys would like to report back and tweet me or the Linus Tech handle and let us know. That's his personal one now. So I guess tweet me or Linus, who isn't here, and let us know what you think of Netflix Interactive TV. That would be cool, because I don't think he can watch it either. No, he has an iPhone.
Yeah.
Because I actually kind of want
things.
him to try it, because he has his kids or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a use case that makes sense.
I think the LG TV he has is not Android, so it could probably work.
Okay, yeah.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we should do the sponsor stuff now.
Sponsors!
Sponsor spots. There's a lot of rapid fire. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It was kind of a rapid fire kind of week.
Synergy. I'm going to talk about Synergy. So I have a video on Synergy, if you want to check that out. I don't remember what the title is, but if you look up Linus Tech Tips Synergy, you'll probably find it.
More magic than, or Apple wishes their mouse was this magic, or something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But if you look up Synergy, it's like appended on the end of the title, I believe, so you can check that out.
Yeah.
Synergy is a software download tool that solves the problem of having like a few different computers in one area hooked up to a few different monitors with a few different sets of keyboards and mice. You can keep the same amount of computers and the same amount of monitors, but just one set of keyboard and mice, and have your keyboard and mouse automatically transfer between all the screens, no matter what the OS is. You can go Linux to Windows to Apple to whatever the heck you want, and it supports drag and dropping of files and all this other kind of stuff, which is super cool. They have different tiers of options. They have a basic option and a pro option. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access, which is
pretty dope.
Actually pretty damn cool. Yeah, they have clipboard sharing even, drag and drop like I already said. You can set up hotkeys to transfer your stuff over. You can also have it, so like the method that I like is that when you get to the barrier between two systems, so if I have like a Windows PC with two monitors and then a Linux PC with two monitors, the monitors that are on the, say, Windows PC, the barrier between those is fine. It just passes right through it normally, like it always would. But the second you get to the Linux PC, it will give a little bit of a stutter. So it'll pause right at the end, and then if I keep pulling my mouse, then it'll jump through. I like that just so that it doesn't jump all over the place too easily. But yeah, you can set all that up yourself, or you can just hotkey yourself over, so you can get there and then jump with your keyboard if you want to be more efficient. That's also cool as well. You can get it for 50% off, which is actually a pretty intense discount at seamless.com. Seamless? Sure. It's SYM, so there we go. But Seamless makes the most sense. .com/synergy/Linus18, which is also right below me right here. So there, 50% off of a product that you have for your whole life is pretty cool.
Kind of dank.
Now we're going to move to Comic Bento. Comic Bento is your original comic book subscription box. There's at least $50 of value in each box in terms of comic books. Each box comes with 4 or 5 graphic novels. It's $25 a month or less depending on the plan that you select. There's monthly themes like gnarly 90s and out of retirement. This one is Girl Power, I believe.
So this one is Girl Power.
Yes.
And you get a nice little kind of info card that gives you like kind of a synopsis of all of the books that come in it, and shows you everything. Cool.
Yeah, they have a bunch of different books in here. One of them is Marvel. They say it's one of Marvel's most exciting new teams.
So there's Damsels in Excess, which is this one here.
Just pass over.
And because the world still needs heroes, champions. Change the World. This is the Marvel one. It looks like there's like a Hulk-like person and some X-Men-like people in there. And the Vampire Huntress.
She actually looks just kind of like a badass. Yeah.
Wonderland Clash of Queens. That's it's a deck of cards. For sure. And Akaniro.
This one just looks like.
This one looks like she like messes people up.
Yeah.
Like
that's a pretty insane like axe thing that she's got going on.
Legit AF messes people
over,
up.
Whoa, here. Oh, it's really hard to point
really
like this, but right about there. It's hard to see on that camera, but she has like a crazy like scythe looking axe thing, which is pretty cool. It's this month's is 4 soft covers and 1 hard cover, which is actually pretty cool.
Cool
if you use offer code LTT, you can save $7 off of your purchase over at comicbento.com. 1 second, I have to sneeze.
Bless you in advance.
Come on, it's not happening. This is so frustrating. Also, the last one, it didn't happen, so we're good, is Freshbooks. Freshbooks is a super simple, easy-to-use accounting software, cloud accounting software, actually, which is pretty cool. It helps you track your time with the timesheet function. You can manage your expenses by just taking pictures of your receipts and bringing it into the system, which is pretty cool. I can take care of this guy. All right. And if I jump back here, it does a ton of stuff. We used it for Scrapyard Wars to be able to keep track of how much money we had left as we were buying parts along the way, which was actually very helpful, even outside of a sponsor standpoint. It was just very helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to their support staff where you'll speak to a real human. No phone tree, no escalations, no return calls. You just call them, you get a person, that's it. Just answers, which is pretty fantastic. All their functionality of their desktop app is also in their mobile app as well. They understand that business people are often on the go these days, which is cool. It makes sense. Visit freshbooks.com/WAN and enter WAN in the How Did You Hear About Us section when you sign up for a free trial, which is very cool. Also, FreshBooks is our title sponsor for LTX 2017, our meetup and TechCon/Carnival. If you haven't gotten your ticket yet, head over to the LTT official section or get your ticket through the link below, which will be on the description for YouTube, not the Twitch guys. Sorry about that. But yes, if you also want to sorry, 1 second. Yeah, sorry, no, that was the LTX ticket thing that I was trying to do. But yeah, freshbooks.com/tech-tips, enter the WAN show in the How Did You Hear About Us section, and there you go, free trial.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
The mobile thing's actually really cool because you don't want to like lug around a bunch of extra crap that you don't need necessarily.
What makes it so your whole business is just in here.
Yeah. Super
Which is
simple.
like actually pretty neat because now almost everything else is just in here as well. So
Freshbooks. Bix?
Freshbooks.
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 Freshbooks. Build it beautiful. Wait, what?
There's a rumor that Asus, Colorful, and MSI are releasing GPUs for mining. This was posted on Video Cards. I'm not that surprised. With the sheer amount of, like, lack of GPU stock that has been going on lately, no AMD cards are anywhere because they're just sold out all over the place, which is great for them. That's perfecto right now. And it's starting to dip into the NVIDIA stuff as well, but I think they've got just more stock of various things.
Yeah, like, wasn't this sort of already a thing? Is it just Asus? Is it just that there's more people doing it, or is it like a
Well, there was like
thing
weird,
now?
like minor appliances and stuff that you could get, but these are specific GPUs that they're targeting for it.
Okay.
So they're saying it's an NVIDIA P106-100 with 6 gigs of GDDR5, GPU boost clock of 1708 megahertz, memory clock of 8,000, 192-bit memory interface. Fairly standard in terms of that.
It's like a 1060?
I don't see any actual pictures. It says it's based on the GTX 1060, yeah. Expedition series. But I don't see any actual pictures about them. It's kind of interesting. Apparently, they're going to be more efficient than normal GeForce cards in cryptocurrency by about 30 to maybe 10%, depending on the SKU. So that's fairly major, especially if they're priced the same.
Yeah.
So if this is priced the same as a 1060, yeah, I don't know.
I'm curious if like this is going to be a consumer thing, or if you have to like buy, like, are you going to be able to go to Newegg and buy a P106-100? Or is this going to be something...
That's the graphics engine, so they'll call it something else.
Okay.
But yeah, so apparently they're also making versions on P104-100, which would be based on like GTX 1080, 1070 design, so they'll probably sell more of those.
Yeah, but I'm just curious if this is something that, like, say you're just a person...
It's more consumer focused.
Yeah, you're just a person who wants to have a mining rig in their garage. Ooh. Can you just go buy one from Newegg, or do you need to contact Asus and go through like a bunch of rigmarole to get one?
It kind of looks like you'd be able to just go buy it from Newegg, because they look like gamer design.
They look like
you know what I mean?
End user cards, yeah, for sure.
They don't look like just rack cards that have the most basic shroud on it they can put. These are stylized.
But I thought the whole point of these was that they didn't have display outputs. So is that...
Apart from the missing DVI connector. Oh, okay, yeah. So this is a, like, we think it will look like this concept.
I doubt it'll be that gamery, personally.
Yeah.
But you never know.
I was expecting more along the lines of this.
Yes. My assumption was something closer to a Founders Edition look.
Yeah.
But maybe not.
It's interesting. This could be a smart move. If Ethereum keeps up for a little while, this could be a smart move, especially because they're not rebuilding the wheel. They're just kind of retooling a few cards and releasing them.
Oh, yeah. Like, I think it's a really smart move from the manufacturer's perspective. It just depends on what availability looks like, how the pricing shakes out, and, like, is there going to be resale value in these?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because right now,
because people will know that they were used for mining.
Yeah, they'll know that they were used for mining, and if there are no display outputs, then you can't sell them to somebody who just wants a gaming card. So that's good for the used market in that sense, because then you won't be going to Craigslist and buying an RX 580 and being like, oh, did somebody mine with this? I don't know, probably. Like, am I going to be able to game on it for a long time? I don't know. But yeah, if you're buying one, and let's say you just buy one or two and put them in your garage just because you like to mine, and it doesn't end up working out, or Ethereum crashes, or whatever it might be, can you resell them? Are you going to get any money for them?
Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be interesting, because like it's not going to be as searched for gamers.
Yeah.
Because gamers are going to be looking for specific names for other different cards.
Well, and
people know that it was used for mining.
Well, and the cards don't have display outs.
Yeah.
So you can't use it for gaming.
Well, I wonder if you could use it as like... No, because it would be a slightly different card. I was going to say an SLI bridge.
I was literally, just going to say...
But like, it's going to be a slightly different card, so... No. Weird, interesting article. Apparently this was posted 2 hours ago, so we didn't have it in the doc, but a bunch of people just spammed this, and I read the URL, and it looked interesting. Apparently, we're going to jump here now. I posted it in the chat as well if you guys want to see that, and other people, I'm sure, are going to keep on posting it because it was just posted a lot. Hackers reportedly leaked 32 terabytes of secret Windows 10 code. Microsoft has declined to comment, but to be completely honest, this was posted 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
So they probably
They're getting their PR people together.
Yeah, they haven't, like...
It's going to be a long night.
Yeah, exactly. Someone is not sleeping at Microsoft, or probably an entire team of people that are not sleeping at Microsoft right now. So expect a better statement later on. I don't think this is more of a decline to comment. It's like, guys, hold on. Let us figure this out.
So the files include much of the code that Windows 10 uses to work with PC hardware, including built-in USB, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth drivers. Hackers and other bad actors are now free to sift through the data and look for potential vulnerabilities. Leaked to betaarchive.com, a site that seeks to preserve and make public software that would otherwise never see the light of day. And it appears to be taken from Microsoft starting in March. Wow.
Some people are saying fake news. This is a very recent post, so take this with a grain of salt. It's only been up for 2 hours. Microsoft has declined to comment. I'm not necessarily saying this is absolutely true. Someone just linked the Beta Archive article right now. So apparently the folder itself was 1.2 gigabytes in size, contained 12 releases, each being 100 megabytes. This is directly from an admin from Beta Archive. I'm going to bring this up right now. So he's saying that it is very far from the claimed 32 terabytes. So yeah, some fake news right there.
That makes sense.
The Register's article said, and so did the Business Insider one that we just read, he said it cannot possibly cover these core source code, which I would agree because it's way too small. He's saying that, first of all, let us be clear about a few facts. The shared source kit folder did exist on the FTP until this article came to light. We removed it from our FTP, so it's gone off of Beta Archive right now. And listings, we currently have no plans to restore it until a full review of its contents is carried out and deemed acceptable under our rules. That's cool. I don't know a ton about Beta Archive, but that's cool. They seem to be doing the right thing there. At this time, all we can deduct is that the Register refers to the large Windows 10 release we had on March 24th, which if any of this should change, we will remove these builds from the FTP, and we will happily comply with any instructions to do so by Microsoft. So they're like, hold on.
Yeah. Don't blame us.
Yeah.
Don't blame us. We didn't do it.
Please go away. Yeah, I don't know. So take all of that with a grain of salt. Not only was the leak not even remotely anywhere near as big as it was claimed, but people are still sifting through the data. Who knows what's actually even going to be there. It's an interesting thing that there was a leak of Windows 10 code at all. It could be all completely meaningless garbage and nothing might come from this. Microsoft might go, I'm going to punch all you guys in the face and everything will get really bad. Who knows? I have no idea. Someone in the chat was like, Windows 11 leaked. There we go. Yes, that's totally what it was. That's
Heck
what
yeah.
happened. But yeah, I would maybe see. It happens every time.
That's so stupid.
Partway through the show, and then it's just going to be completely borked for me for a sec. So you're on your own for a moment. But yeah, I would take that entire article softly, especially when something just gets leaked. Maybe wait. I think it's good. Someone posted the what was the name of that site? Beta
Archive?
Beta Archive link right away with an administrator from that site talking about it directly. That's super cool. I'm happy that they reacted really quickly, pulled the stuff that they had, are reviewing it, are actually taking the time to look at things properly. I agree with all of that.
So I just found another link around to go back, way back to near the beginning of the show, the Ethereum crash. And it's pretty much what I expected. So they said that it dropped about $296 to a low of 10 cents in a matter of minutes. Almost as quickly as it collapsed, the price bounced back at 6:25 a.m. on Thursday. Ethereum was trading at $340 per unit.
I wonder how many people got purchases in at 10 cents.
I don't know. But so one of the main issues is that the way a lot of people have their stuff set up is that it has auto sell when the price reaches a certain amount. So the multi-million-dollar order, the multi-million-dollar sell order was the initial drop, and then as soon as that dropped, a bunch of people's triggers happened, and they were like, "Oh crap! Sell now! Sell now! Sell now!" So like, just not only that initial multi-million-dollar order, but a ton of other orders flooded the market. So it triggered 800 stop losses, they said, and yeah, that's essentially what can happen in an unproven market per se, or any market really. But yeah, that's kind of interesting to see that something like that can happen so quickly. Because like, if you look at the time graph here, I don't have sharing unfortunately, but it's literally just like a few moments and then it was back up.
Yeah, like the overall time graph of a few hours, that looks like.
Yeah, so this is just from the span of 2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
It's a thin line on this graph as it drops down and then goes back up, which is pretty cool. Nick's going to post a link in the chat if you want to see it there.
I'm not logged in anything.
He can't, so no, he's totally not going to do that. But what site is that on?
That was on Business Insider.
So if you look up Business Insider...
Ethereum flash crash explained.
Yeah, you will find the chart that we're talking about. It bounces back up super crazy fast.
Yeah.
I doubt anyone even really bothered to stop mining because it was so fast.
So it was literally a matter of like a moment.
It hit a huge amount of news places, but yeah, ends up being not really that big of a deal. So that's probably a good thing, I guess. It's driven a lot of interest in the computers area. It's driven a lot of interest into how to do all this kind of stuff, and it's driven a lot of purchases of graphics cards, which is going to help AMD, which is fantastic. Because like especially AMD cards are just gone, which is great. That's cool.
Someone in chat says this was on one exchange. Stop talking about it like it's global. Okay, I'll stop talking about it like it's global. It was on one exchange. Sorry, bro.
It's still kind of a big deal.
It's still interesting and significant.
Yeah. Give us 1 second. Okay. Another interesting topic. Asus releases XG-C100C, a 10 gig NIC for under $100. It's $99, so it's essentially $100, but it is technically under $100, which is pretty sweet. I got them already. Bye-bye.
Dope. Later, bitch.
And that's great. This is another thing where like the more that this price goes down means the more that people will buy it, means the more the price will be able to go down. So it's really good that they have this NIC out there. It'll be great once these are built into boards. I don't know why that random keyboard video is right there. If you could not be there, that would be good. That's fine. This is really exciting. I'm sure Linus is probably going to jump on these. He loves his networking stuff. This is a 10 gig NIC for like almost nothing. One of the difficult things with a lot of these is going to be getting everything in your network that you need to have this actually having one, or everything in your network that needs to have this actually being compatible with one, as in like you can even plug this into it. So yeah, but under $100, 10 gig NIC. That makes it so that like I could definitely see many consumers being like, I want just a crazy fast bridge. This is like $200 between these two computers. That's not the end of the world. I'll just go ahead and do that.
Yep.
That's not too bad.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Give me a quick second, sorry.
I don't like the fact that people are buying NICs. Neither do I. I don't want to be sold.
It is kind of surprising that people are still buying NICs in 2017. And I don't even mean like the human trafficking side of things. Right. I mean like actually network interface cards. Because I thought like a few years ago, okay, we're like done that now. On the consumer side of things. Not that okay, to be very clear, not the enterprise side of things. I'm not surprised at all that that's still a thing. Like multi-port, like 4-port and more NICs. Sure, yeah, totally. But like when you build out and spec out a computer, including a NIC in it, was like dead for quite a while.
Dead meme.
Yeah, and then now, like I could totally see people doing that. I wouldn't think it was that weird to see someone be like, here's my configuration for my computer, and it includes a 10 gig NIC, if they have the hardware everywhere else in their network to support it. Pretty fancy-dancy.
Fancy-dancy.
I want to show Floatplane, but as this is the only one that can see the other stuff, I can't really. Can you work on getting logged into that? And then plug in a thing?
I can't, like, to this? I can't. Like,
you can't do it here?
No. We can talk about it.
Your phone?
What?
Use your phone to help you log in?
To this or to this?
This.
No, because it would take too much time.
Okay.
I also don't have access to the one that you think I have access to, apparently.
Oh, right. That makes sense. All right, never mind. Speaking of virtual currency, Razer makes a push with a $20 million investment, which is pretty crazy. Razer has invested close to $20 million in Malaysia-based online payment firm MOL Global as part of a push to establish its virtual currency for gamers in Asia. This is their like Z Vault digital wallet and Z Gold rewards program that you guys have maybe heard of. Mm-hmm. It's kind of interesting. Razer's network combined with that of MOL will allow users to buy its points at over a million online and retail stores across Southeast Asia, New Zealand, and Australia. What are these even being used for right now? Because last time I looked at it, it was like not a lot. So I don't know why they would spend that much.
I think this has to be something that's like really big in Southeast Asia and that we just have no interest in North America for some reason. Like, I'm curious if maybe there is.
Yeah, I mean, look, Crossfire. That's not a super popular North American.
That's
game.
like the Korean Counter-Strike or something, isn't it? So like, I have a feeling that we just have no perception of how important this is because we don't experience it here. I'm not sure if it's perhaps due to like a lack of availability of credit cards to some people or something like that, but it seems like currency cards and stuff like that are a lot more widely used in Southeast Asia and these countries that they're targeting with this investment compared to over here in the States.
Yeah, like Canada. MechWarrior Online, War Thunder, Crossfire, Smite. Yeah. I don't know if this is Arcage or Archage.
Arcage, yeah.
Arcage, yeah.
Yeah,
I guess. It's interesting that they bought a company that big to run this.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they just must be pumping huge amounts.
Sorry, who did they buy?
MOL Online.
Oh, yeah, right.
Almost $20 million.
That's kind of, yeah, that's insane.
Earn Z Silver, pay with Z Gold.
So are they just trying to go up against, like, Nexon or whatever, I guess?
That's interesting.
Isn't Nexon like one of the bigger ones?
So Z Silver, I think this is what I knew of because you can get like the Razer mug holder and the mouse and stuff like that. Z Gold was the one that I wasn't fully aware of. Because Z Silver, like, you just need huge, ridiculous amounts of it, but then you can get some like Razer hardware stuff, which is cool, I guess.
Yeah.
But Z Gold is something entirely different.
Yeah, so it's just like another digital currency, I guess.
I'm sure there's people in the Twitch chat who use this and know about it.
Z Gold
Razer mug holder. Yeah, RGB mug holder. It's actually pretty neat. I'm just going to put that out there. It is pretty cool. Ed has one.
I'll take one Twitch, please.
Oh, MOL points. Wow. Yeah.
I love Twitch chat.
It's interesting.
I sold
someone in chat. Linux source code leak. LOL, JK.
I sold Razer for $450 and bought Z Vault for $500. I don't even know what that means.
What?
But I love it.
Cool. Good job. Yeah. Heck yeah. Moving on. This is titled "Valve Gives Oculus the Finger with 5-Finger Controller." A little bit of a sensational title that we have from the internal title people. But
what up, man? This is mine.
He's wondering if you want more.
Oh no, I'm good. Thank you.
So this we've seen this before. I've even talked about it on the WAN show before, but I guess this is like an official hey look from Valve, which is cool. They have a middle finger cap sense, ring finger cap sense, and pinky finger cap sense, which is cool. That's a lot of different sensing locations. Interface button, outer face button. These are these on the outside. If you can see my mouse pointer here. Can I
zoom?
Whoop. It's gonna auto. I'm going to get rid of this.
Sweet.
There we go. So the outer face buttons are like this one here and this one here. You have the trackpad in the middle still, system button right there still, not too surprising. And then a lot of the sensory stuff will go around like this part of your hand, which is kind of cool. It looks much more similar to the Oculus controller than I would probably say the Vive controller. But it kind of looks like
an extended version of
the part before the ring.
Yeah.
They get rid of the ring. Yeah. That part still kind of sits in your hand.
Yeah.
And then the ring part, instead of being a ring on the end, kind of wraps around the back of your hand instead, which is kind of interesting. But that's sensory stuff for all of your fingers, because there's trigger, and then there's the 3 fingers that you're using to hold the controller, which all have individual cap sense. There's the trigger, like I already mentioned, and then the trackpad, the outer face button, and the system buttons. So it can tell where all your fingers are all the time, which is...
That is super cool.
Actually really good for immersion
Very
stuff.
Immersive.
Oh, yes. It's extremely immersive
Such
experience.
immersion. Much wow.
Much wow. Much wow.
That's a dead meme.
Speaking of VR, Google VR. YouTube new VR format. I don't know. This is almost certainly not going to be heavily targeted at desktop tethered VR experiences like Rift and Vive. I think they're more expecting people with like the Daydream, Cardboard, if that's really a popular thing still. Gear, that kind of stuff. Even, their demo video of it
is like, here's a phone.
Using the slow-mo guys is with a phone and Daydream.
Oh, so it's 180. It's not 360.
That's interesting, but it sort of makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're sitting down on the couch or whatever.
Yeah.
Creators can shoot the videos using any camera with a VR 180 certification. Google's Daydream team is working with 3 companies. It's kind of neat. Filmmakers will no longer have to hide behind trees. I don't think this is an extremely freeing thing for filmmakers. No. I don't think this is going to be very widely used. No. You would be extremely narrowing your audience, and then the whole video would have to have been shot this way, so it's going to be a lower quality experience for everyone else that isn't viewing in VR. It's a cool thing. It's a cool feature to have on the platform for sure. But I don't know.
It's one of those things that is really one of the huge limiting factors of VR in general, right? And that in order for someone to create like a truly immersive and amazing experience, they have to in some ways like fall on the sword and just be like, I am executing my creative vision for this game to be VR, and I know it's not going to sell that many units, and it would sell a lot more if I designed it not for VR.
Yeah, like someone, it's been brought up in the chat a few times now, like buy one of these certified cameras and do a build log with it, or do a build guide with it, or do something like that. And I hear ya. I personally think that would be really interesting, but the amount of people that could actually watch that would end up hurting that video so much that I don't think it would do well. That could be an interesting test thing for us to do, though.
Yeah.
If we did a 180-degree VR build guide, have it be like the only VR computer build guide that there is. And like if we got like a chest-mounted camera or something like that, so you could see around the table all the time. Or if it just like hovered above the table, so you could kind of look around. I'm not sure about positioning of the camera for a build guide.
Yeah.
That's another thing, like once you actually start breaking it down, I don't know how much of a benefit there is for a build guide to be in VR. Because it would still be a fixed point camera. So it's not like you could lean your head into the computer. It's not like you could lean your head to the other side of the computer. It's one fixed point camera. Yeah, it's 180, not 360. Channel Super Fun, that's a little bit more applicable, but then that's a lot of work for a Channel Super Fun.
It's a lot of
video.
investment for a channel that doesn't do very well.
Yeah.
Just to be honest.
Yeah, like the second you try to get, Luke, will you make a VR porn review? No, but apparently that's like a huge amount of the content on the Oculus subreddit now. I keep on going like on my Reddit account, looking around, scrolling through. I follow like different tech Reddits and all this kind of stuff, and I keep on seeing not safe for work posts, and I'm like, what the heck even is this? I don't see any up there right now.
No, I don't see any up there right now.
But it's fairly common.
Fake news, Luke.
I'm telling you, man. It's fairly common.
Erroneous.
And I get it. It makes sense that it would be good for that. It's just, I don't know. It's not my thing. Tesla creating its own music streaming service. That there's a rumor for that.
I just, like, what?
I don't know why they would do that.
How could... okay, here's my thing. How could it possibly be more cost effective to go out and build this thing and build relationships with all these different record labels and pay licensing fees to all these different record labels and pay people to pay licensing fees to all these different record labels and pay people for support when this stuff goes wrong and pay developers and pay these people and those people? How could it be more cost effective to do all of that than to just go to Spotify and be like, yo dog, we want to get like a thing, so just like we'll pay you some money and we'll use Spotify and then it's good.
Which they already offer Spotify, like directly through their...
So I did read one compelling thing where a lot of record labels are concerned with Spotify getting a monopoly on the market, so they are willing to offer competitors to Spotify better deals and stuff like that in order to like maintain the like competitive nature of the market and all that stuff. But like from a pure dollar standpoint, I don't understand the move by Tesla. But then again, Tesla is one of many companies of Elon Musk that has a history of not making any money at anything that they do for a number of years, and then everyone just going, holy crap, this is super dope, and becoming super successful anyway. So maybe I'm probably just stupid and don't understand.
It would make sense to me if what they were offering was, and I know this is part of their plan, they plan on having a multi-tiered service where they can have like radio-like things. I think they said like Pandora and also Spotify-like things on their own service. Okay. If they just had a radio-like service that they offered as a default through the car right away, and then you can like pick a platform after that, I could see that making some amount of sense. Because radio-like would be much easier for them to spin up.
Someone says it's about the Tesla AI tech. I mean, maybe this is just a very shallow look at what they're trying to do. Maybe they're trying to create, a system that recognizes where you're driving on the road and what the road conditions are like, and what music would be suited for that, and your speed in the vehicle and your personal preferences, and take all these factors.
Maybe they take like heart rate through the steering wheel.
So again, maybe
if you
I'm
start
just
like
stupid and
freaking
don't
the heck
understand.
out, maybe they start playing more calming music. And they're like, "Hey, dude, chill.
Hey, it's
gonna be okay. Don't crash the car."
As usual, there are a lot of people smarter than me in the world that probably have all this stuff figured out already. So
that could be pretty interesting.
It could be a lot more interesting than I'm giving it credit for.
Like it notices that all of a sudden, like 1 or 2 times a week, there's a person of a certain weight profile that sits next to you, and you drive a little bit slower, and you tend to go to like a restaurant and like one other activity, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna start playing more romantic music. I'll make this work. I'm gonna help you out.
It sees
your car becomes your wingman.
You leave a restaurant at like 11 p.m. It starts playing like Barry White.
You end up going to a residential address before going home, so it plays like a different music to try to like cheer you up.
Yeah.
It's like, no, man, it'll be okay. This actually sounds pretty cool now that we're talking about it a little bit more.
Yeah, now that I'm not being closed-minded about it, it sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, we'll see what they actually do with it. No
one listens to Barry White anymore, says you.
Hey, the car would probably know the age of the person driving it and find like romantic applicable music to that age group as well. Mm-hmm. So it's everything will be fine.
But I don't want Bumblebee as my wingman. Well, unless you drive a yellow Camaro, you won't have Bumblebee.
Yeah. I think with that we might be kind of done. I think that's the show. There's the Power Hungry RX Vega is the title of this one. MSI's RX. Why did it auto scroll to the bottom of the page? MSI saying, damn, RX Vega needs a lot of power. You know what? That's probably fine, because power supplies of large capacities haven't really been needed for a while now. So we're just giving them a reason.
Corsair's like, please let us sell more AX1200Is, please.
AMD, can Vega please take a lot of power? It would help so much. Apparently the Frontier boards, which again, like, these are not the most consumer-facing boards ever, but as the power consumption, I don't think anyone expected it to be lower than Frontier's, which has a board power of 300 watts air-cooled or 375 liquid-cooled edition. So, yeah, these things, they can take the powers. There's really not, again, there's not a lot to say here. This is not a super news-heavy week, but we'll see once we get them. We do power testing of like all the stuff that comes through here in terms of cards. So you guys will know how much power it takes once it shows up in different load scenarios, which will be good. But yeah, I don't know. Most computer internal components have been taking less and less and less and less and less power for a really long time. So it's probably fine. I know a lot of people out there that only have like a 500 watt power supply and barely even use it.
I don't think it really matters if you take up 200 extra watts, because most people who have bought PCs in the last few years have probably bought PSUs that are way too big.
Yeah.
Way too big for their needs.
It will probably be fine.
Should we talk a bit about Floatplane without showing it before the end of the show?
We can. Do you know what videos are on there right now? I can maybe jump on real quick and look without showing you guys. So
there is. We checked out the cheapest motherboard we could find on Amazon.
I'm already logged into the right account.
Sweet. Let's go.
Here we go. So this is Floatplane. We can see on TechRookie, why can't you use your phones on planes? Let's check this out right now. Look at Linus. He wants to use his thing, but he's like, can I? I don't know. Whoa, that's new.
Hey, good job, Dennis.
I don't think we've green screened like an actual.
Actually, that might have been while Dennis was in Taiwan, so good job, whoever did that.
Oh, it's gone. It's gone now. I kind of liked it. That's fine. Is that a paintball gun? Why would it? That's weird. Anyways, moving on. LTT. Old people are the worst. Technology then versus now. This is actually, people like this so far.
It's hilarious.
I'm in it as both an aunt and a grandpa.
Yeah.
Which will be explained once you watch the video. It's on Floatplane. You can check it out right now.
Luke is Linus's dad.
Yeah. Officially. That happened.
Luke is Linus's dad confirmed on stream.
I am Linus's daddy.
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 Such a weird word.
It is. It is. The cheapest motherboard on the market. We played games on it, which is cool. That was an interesting video. I checked that out. There's say hello to the Floatplane Club, Floatplane blog number 1, which I guess, you know what? I'll show this real quick. I'm gonna jump into here. This is a sneak peek at what is going to be the front page of the website once we actually launch the website. So in the actual text in here, I talk about what the different sections look like and what we're planning for those sections and how everything's going to work and yada yada yada. And there will be more blog posts like that in the future. I have already started writing next week's, which will be like a more succinct, like what the heck actually is Floatplane Club. So I think it'll be good to have something that I can actually link people to instead of trying to reiterate what it is every single time. We have a tech quickie on Core i9, fast as possible. That might already be on YouTube, actually.
Potentially. No, it's coming to YouTube on Monday.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
There's a bunch of stuff. Floatplane is cool. If you want to see what is going to be on YouTube this week, you can get on Floatplane Club right now.
Someone says, please tell me you aren't making a scroll website.
Scroll website?
So they're saying like a one-page.
No.
Super not.
No.
Don't worry your pretty little head about it.
That entire thing that you just saw. Okay, I'm gonna
That's
jump
like
back.
the intro to.
That
page,
is the
right?
whole. That is the whole front page. That's it.
I wouldn't necessarily call it the front page because that's not what like people are gonna see when they log in.
That's a good call. So this whole thing that you can see right now,
the introduction page,
which like this is the top part of it, and then this is the bottom part of it, and that's it. That's the whole page. Is just the introduction page. This is the front page that you see if you are not logged into the website. Once you are logged into the website, you will see whatever creators you follow and their most recent posts or videos or whatever. This is just shown if you don't know what the heck the website is. It's split into two parts, which is like the login kind of area at the top, which is the biggest part, because we expect if you dump here that you're probably just looking to log in. Because if you're going to the website and you don't already have an account, you're probably going to the website from a creator's link, because Floatplane is about the creators, not really just...
It's not about discovery.
Yeah. So we don't really expect people to land here unless they're trying to log in. So the main big areas are like right here, which is the learn more, which would just jump you down, or start watching, which is like the big one, because it's like, hey, this is supposed to be easy and bright to click on, because this is what we want people actually doing. A creator search area, and then just information at the bottom. That's it. Not a one pager.
So to comment on a couple things in chat, Nikki V Office Takeover, yes, that is also there right now. It's actually pretty funny, and
the ending's a little sad.
It gives you the feels, like the real feels, like the feels.
Old teary feels.
Somebody asks, where is Linus's D-Wave video? So with many things like the D-Wave video, when we're going behind the scenes and checking out like the sensitive information of a company in many ways, we have to get approval on all that stuff. So it has already been edited. It's been sent off to the brand. They checked it out. They gave us some feedback. We're implementing that feedback, and then it'll hopefully be coming to Floatplane next week. One more thing.
D-Wave, the quantum computer company.
Yeah, the quantum computer company. Somebody asks, are we getting new payment options? You can stay tuned on that.
We are working on it.
Working on that a lot.
Nick,
and trust me, it sucks.
Yeah.
That industry sucks.
Yes.
So
very much so.
Working on it. It's not there yet, but we're working on it, and it'll be there by the time that we get the real site up and everything. Yeah. I think that's
probably it. check out Floatplane. It's been a fun time over there.
How can we pay for Floatplane? Currently just PayPal, right?
Right now, PayPal. Once the site is live, we plan on having more ways. I know a lot of people in chat have been saying, accept Bitcoin. Can you take Bitcoin? We'll probably look into that.
We'll see.
There
are some options that...
The main first hurdle that we're trying to get over is not just being PayPal.
Yes.
So we're trying to figure out, Nick, again, is mainly trying to figure out how to be able to accept other things.
Should I, talk about some of the boring businessy things about it? Why it's hard?
Sure.
So one of the main issues is that there's payment gateways, which are the things that accept credit cards and debit cards and all that stuff. And then there are subscription management tools as well. And sometimes payment gateways have subscription management tools integrated into them, but
sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they don't. But if you do that, then you're essentially locking yourself into using that payment gateway forever, unless you want all of your users to have to re-enter all of their information when you move to a new one. So it's like a massive thing that we're trying to figure out, because it literally could affect Floatplane for the life of it, whatever that ends up being, hopefully a number of years. So that's why payment stuff is taking so long, because it's a huge thing, and it's something that I am not personally super familiar with, and I'm learning a lot about as we go. So
me neither.
Yeah.
It's messy.
It's been a learning experience for all.
I hate PayPal. Use Stripe. We're looking into Stripe. We're looking into
looking into Braintree. We're looking into Stripe. We're looking into a bunch of different ones.
Lots of different stuff. Luke looks sad. I am not sad. It's just really hot in here right now.
It's I'm a little.
And the payment gateway thing maybe makes me a little sad. It's been quite a process.
Where's Deadmau5? Once again, when there are.
That's why people have been saying Deadmau5. Okay. Yeah.
When there are large celebrities at play, as I would say, Deadmau5 is very much.
There's a lot of hands on the video.
There are hands on the video. There are hands on rights releases and image releases and et cetera, that we're working through. So that video is coming soon. TM. But yeah, it'll be there soon. And I've seen it a couple times now, and it is really freaking cool. That dude has the coolest life, have to say. Super badass, and he's Canadian.
Yeah.
But here's a sneak peek. His garage is a Tim Hortons storefront.
He bought the whole thing, didn't he?
What?
Just for fun?
What?
Can he get Tim Hortons there?
No.
He should
hire. It's just a storefront.
He should hire a barista person. He could do it.
I mean, he definitely could.
He should franchise a Tim Hortons on his property.
Oh my god.
And still have his property so other people can't come on it, but he should franchise a Tim Hortons there. So that just he can have Tim Hortons.
Somebody says Tim Hortons? ? Exclamation mark.
That'd be pretty fantastic.
Do you really not know what Tim Hortons is? Or are you just stoked?
Tim Hortons. Can we pay with germanium?
What is that?
Isn't it like an element?
Who's Tim Horton? Shame. Every Canadian shames you.
Shame. Anyways, I think we're done with the show for now.
Later.
Thank you for coming by, everyone. Thank you for attending this episode of The WAN Show. Check out Floatplane. Check out Linus Tech Tips. Hit the bell on YouTube to subscribe to see all of the notifications for all the videos we ever put up. And thank you. Have a good week. Have a good day tomorrow.
Have a good weekend.
Bye! Click the wrong button, intro!
Bye! What do you do for a living? I'm Deadmau5's personal barista.
That would be sick, though.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Oh, what do you do? I make coffee and scones and donuts and Timbits for
Deadmau5?
One dude.
Deadmau5.
And the other people that work in his house.
To be fair, he probably consumes as much coffee as 10 people.
And there's also everyone else that works in his house. There's the essentially permanent residents.
A bunch of people.
Yeah.
Dude has I don't know. Dude has so much going on, it's insane.
Lots and lots of people. I'm going to be streaming tonight. If you guys want to come by and hang out, I'll just be playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which is all I do with my life now these days. I had something else to say and I don't remember what it was. But anyways, have a good one. Bye.
Bye.